growth of tier 2 cities. There's like so much development happening all around India, right? And COVID was a turning point. Good
Everywhere.
people, they were able to find out opportunity in and around them. So that quality of labor, that flow is reduced. So then there are like a lot of things which would have to improve. It's like first thing, we would have to start respecting labor.
Right.
Right now also the mindset is like, okay, we have labor surplus. And per se construction is an extreme industry. In terms of like physical labor, एकदम मेहनत का धंधा है. So you can't like oversell to anybody in Chennai. It's like they know what they want. People are very clear. So they exactly know what they want. So a person can drive from a Bentley and ask for a 500 square feet house. So earlier it's like India is a country within country. So it's like Mumbai would be technically a different country in terms of like construction or real estate. So
Right.
South India would be one bracket where you had like bigger players, developers and bigger contractors.
हेलो दोस्तों, स्वागत है आपका टफ स्टोरी पॉडकास्ट में, एक शो जहां हम मिलते हैं लीडर्स और प्रोफेशनल से जो अपने हार्डवर्क और डेडिकेशन से नए स्टैंडर्ड सेट कर रहे हैं और इंस्पायरिंग जर्नीज के जरिए हमें भी मोटिवेट कर रहे हैं। आज के एपिसोड के गेस्ट है मिस्टर राजेश पटेल, एग्जीक्यूटिव डायरेक्टर एट आरआरसी वेंचर्स प्राइवेट लिमिटेड, एक लीडिंग कंस्ट्रक्शन कंपनी बेस्ड इन पोवई, मुंबई, जो बिल्डर्स और डेवलपर्स के लिए हाई क्वालिटी बिल्डिंग और कॉन्ट्रैक्टिंग सर्विसेज को प्रोवाइड करती है। इस एपिसोड में हम राजेश पटेल जी की जर्नी के बारे में बात करेंगे, कैसे उन्होंने कंस्ट्रक्शन इंडस्ट्री के चैलेंजेस को फेस किया, प्रोजेक्ट्स को सक्सेसफुली डिलीवर किया और एक स्ट्रॉन्ग रेपुटेशन भी बिल्ड की। तो चलिए दोस्तों, शुरू करते हैं आज का इंस्पायरिंग टफ स्टोरी।
Welcome Rajesh bhai on our podcast. And how are you doing? First thing
I'm
first.
doing great here. It's like a pleasure being here with you.
Glad to hear that. We are unfortunately not in Hyderabad. I'm not at his setup in Mumbai. We are midway, not even midway. We are in. हम लोग अभी बैंगलोर में हैं.
Yep.
And it was an opportunity for me to catch up with him. और मुझे लगा कि इनसे हम कुछ tough questions तो लेते ही हैं. उसी के साथ साथ we are going to hear his journey. And since I don't have any idea about what he does, so I would like to first understand from you what do you do और update of your life में क्या करते हो?
In terms of business or like,
Yeah, first let's start about business because we talk primarily about business.
so we are into like engineering and construction. That is our like prima facie core business. And we have a real estate exposure.
Okay.
So we're like slowly diversifying from like construction to real estate and like consulting.
Okay.
So that is where we are like moving.
So when you say consulting, I understand it's more like I'm just trying to understand because I have no idea. मुझे कुछ idea नहीं चीज़ों के बारे में. When you जब आप बोलते हो construction तो mason याद आता है. So आप construction in the sense you make sure that the complete project is taken over from someone and you completely execute it, or you have your own construction setup, like you have your own real estate company. How does it work?
So it's like when we talk about like engineering and construction, it is like mostly turnkey jobs for like other developers.
Okay.
Or like other institutions.
Right.
But when we talk about like real estate development, it is like our own projects. And when we say about like consulting, it is mostly like advisory service to both of them. It's like maybe contracting firms or maybe real estate players.
So you're saying basically you have a bouquet of services, starting off from आपके खुद के projects भी है, आप दूसरों के भी काम करवाते हो, and also do the consulting part
Right,
also.
right.
Because आजकल एक trend देखा है, मैं हैदराबाद से हूँ तो I know a few reputed real estate guys who actually do nothing. मतलब उनका काम very strong in sales,
True.
but they don't do anything on the ground. And I don't call it a dirty job. In fact, the hard work is actually done by others.
True.
Because they give the specifications. I think that's also part of.
So that
one
is
of your-
that is our construction and engineering division what does that. But what we see is like what you rightly said is like there are like multiple facets to real estate industry. So sales is one paramount and like important part of that. So there are like companies who are like extremely good in sales and like
Yep.
visualizing the concepts and other thing. And then there would be a delivery model. So there are companies who are like very strong in delivery. So
Okay.
it's like for us, we are like reasonably strong on delivery because of our like pedigree and like being in this construction and engineering business for 30, 45 years.
Wow.
That historical background gives us that mind frame or like capabilities to think about like delivery.
Okay.
So it's like there we feel that when once the industry has become very competitive. So for example, the industry or the region from where we are, MMR is like extremely competitive.
What is MMR?
Mumbai Metropolitan Region.
Okay.
So that entire region would be like, technically the prices are reasonably stagnant. It's a mature market.
Okay.
And because of the amount of FAR and other thing, the buildings are becoming more and more complex. So the complexities are increasing. Skilled laborers are going down.
So cost of living is also increasing, which means the houses price are increasing. But you also mean to say that skilled labor is also increasing. So everything is on the higher side.
Right.
And what is reducing?
It's like the availability of skill set. So technically it's like we would say that we are like short of like adequate manpower. So maybe I don't know whether, but if you would have read articles by L&T's chairman in their AGM,
Okay.
they were 45,000 laborers short from their requirement.
But where are those labor going? Like, is it like because India is setting up manufacturing as a manufacturing hub, where we are seeing more companies from China and Vietnam are coming to India, and more labor is moving towards technology side? Is that one reason? Because they are getting a little upscaled job compared to, like, upscale in the sense जो job हम देखते हैं manufacturing companies में assembling होती है basically,
Right.
वो थोड़ा उनको better रहता है job. Is that one reason, or
I think that is one of the reason. Second thing is like growth of tier 2 cities. Because like so much development happening all around India, right?
Right.
So, and COVID was a turning point. So like earlier, हमने जो देखा था was like labor used to come with that mindset के बॉम्बे जाना है, वहाँ जाना है. Maybe that was some trust, some mindset thing. In COVID,
बॉलीवुड ने भी ये सपना बेचा था, मुंबई मेरी जान, अपॉर्चुनिटी चाहिए, कहीं भी चाहिए, मुंबई चले जाओ.
not maybe Mumbai, but it was like when people were not that much educated, it was like a trend. So if
True.
somebody from your village, अगर कोई गांव का यहाँ काम कर रहा है, maybe that referral, that stability, that safety, उनके हिसाब से they were coming there. But in COVID, what has happened is like a lot of things have changed.
Opportunities opened up everywhere.
Good people, they were able to find out opportunity in and around them. तो ideally, in all honesty, अच्छे लोग को सब जगह काम मिलता है. So जब भी वो लोग ने अपने आजू बाजू ढूंढा, they have been able to find out something. So that quality of labor, that flow is reduced.
Okay.
Because the cost of living, Bombay, it is very costly.
True.
So for them also the net saving in Mumbai or maybe in other smaller city, town are like almost same. And with so much of like government infra being done, so much requirement for skill set, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, in and around I think they have also find a lot of like this thing. And per se construction is an extreme industry. In terms of like physical labor, एकदम मेहनत का धंधा है.
हाँ.
So it's like 50वें मंजिले पे खड़ा रहना या तो पूरा दिन धूप में खड़ा रहना.
True.
I think people would even don't want to do that. So the problem is like engineering skill set. So civil engineering also has a shortfall. People from good colleges, they would want to do something in back office, in technology or something related to that.
बट इनफैक्ट बेस जो आप जब बता रहे हो स्किल्ड लेबर, उनके लिए बहुत सारी अपॉर्चुनिटीज खुल गई हैं. गिग्स, यू नो, जॉब्स हैव ओपनड अप. ऑल दिस कंपनीज आर ऑफरिंग स्मॉल पे. आई मीन, आई एम नॉट सेइंग बिग अमाउंट ऑफ मनी, बट 15-20K 30K में इतनी अपॉर्चुनिटीज खुल गई है पोस्ट कोविड. पीपल आर गेटिंग सो मेनी अपॉर्चुनिटीज. व्हाई वुड दे वांट टू डू द hard job?
It's like, see, the risk element, staying away from family, and like it's physically very hard.
True.
So it's like that surplus labor mindset has gone.
So what do you think would happen next? Like according to you, जैसे हम लोग तो जो सोशल मीडिया पे बैठते हैं बहुत आराम से बोलते हैं अब तो रोबोट्स आके काम कर लेंगे. मुझे लगता है रोबोट कोई आके ऐसे काम में काम आएगा unless it's a process work, like a step by step. It is a template.
I think the entire industry would have to improve.
Yep.
Right now the way जो हिसाब से जो काम चल रहा है, तो then there are like lot of things which would have to improve. It's like first thing we would have to start respecting labor.
Right.
Right now also the mindset is like, okay, we have labor surplus. So it's like we might be getting household help, we might be getting drivers, we might be getting construction workers. But the underlying current is like, okay, over one fine day we will see, okay, we are not getting people. So the scarcity would be felt.
Which is what is seen in the West already.
Yes, and it's like we need to improve our processes. So as a person from construction industry, we would have to change the way we are doing. As contractors, we have a limitation to how much we can change That is one of the reason of like venturing into real estate. So there it's like we have full freedom to like do the work in our methodology.
Okay.
And when we say like consulting, it's like there are like people or companies who are like finding it difficult to get the right talent in terms of like office staff
Okay.
and contractors. So based on that, is like that is where we are venturing.
Okay.
It's like an NCLT for construction, right? It's like when people have a financial problem and people go bankrupt,
Right.
somebody comes and take over, right?
Right.
Here we are trying to do that. So it's like that execution process for the developer will try and like do it for them. So for them really to like take a call whether this cost is justified or not is very difficult. So I'll just give you a small example. So in one of our project in Mumbai monsoon, it's extremely difficult to do a basement or something, right?
True.
So for a small trade, we do it a temporary shed,
Okay.
the cost of which was almost equivalent to the cost of that small job, what was to be done. But the idea was like over the period we saved almost like 1.5 months in doing that thing. So any of the contracts engineer or contracts manager would not have been able to convince his immediate boss and take that call. Because we are not looking at the holistic picture, right? We are looking at things in isolation. Because earlier there was no need to look at things in totality.
True.
So the purchase guy would only look at purchase, contracts at only contracts because people were available.
So basically, there are many other factors which also have to be accounted into. But that brings me back to a question because considering what you are sharing with me, you have a deep knowledge about real estate, and since we all, I mean, Gujaratis, we have primarily most of us have come from timber. I mean, my father has come from timber business. So how long has your family been into the timber business? Like.
No,
और या फिर आप कभी थे ही नहीं उस लाइन से
we were there. It's like we had a retail presence, but otherwise it's like our family has been in construction.
Okay.
And idea was like our parents were not like educated, right? So for them it was more of an apprenticeship kind of a thing. So okay, they found an opportunity in construction. That is where they learned the trade. And then we have been like trying to build on their legacy.
And how long आप कितने साल से हो मतलब
On and off, I'm been in
The
this
whole
industry for like 25 years.
Wow.
Intermediately, I was in software. I am a chartered accountant. So like I never practiced in my life.
So you know how to save the money and you know the right ways of doing business.
Not really. I'm like academically a chartered accountant. But I think that analytical skills and like the numbers are like slightly better for me.
Just a casual point of view मुझे लगा जहाँ पर मैंने काफ़ी गुजराती भाइयों से बात की थी और मैंने ये नोटिस किया है जिन जिन बंदों ने MBA किया था दे आर नॉट डूइंग सो गुड इन बिजनेस अनलाइक दोज जिन्होंने CA किया है बिकॉज CA गाई नोज द नंबर्स प्रॉपरली बिजनेस वाला क्या करेगा वो फ्यूचर प्रोजेक्शंस प्लान करते रहेगा और हमारे पापा लोग बोलते पहले प्रेजेंट में तो जी लो पहले यहाँ पैसे बचा लो एंड देन इफ यूर ए CA आपको पता है कि पैसे बचाए नहीं मुझे तो भरना भी हो तो कहाँ पैसे बचाए आई नो द राइट वेज ऑफ डूइंग थिंग्स.
So maybe MBA you get to learn little bit more on the administration part and that is where like the difference comes in, right?
But you can also hire a team of MBAs. But hiring CAs is very tough. Like you know, every CA wants to do his own business. उनको अपना ही करना है because they are that way smart also obviously. But anyway चलिए मैं यहाँ से ना आपके लिए एक I understood your point of view. I just want to understand आपका एक ऐसा कोई pivotal moment in your early days जैसे आपकी कंपनी का नाम है RRC Ventures. Anything which you think was a moment which brings you back to those days कि बहुत हमने सोचा था कि ऐसा नहीं हो सकता है और कुछ किया any moment which comes brings you back to the memory lane something extraordinary which happened in your past around construction ताकि it would be a guidance to the young generation कि यार interesting ये हमने नहीं सोचा था ऐसा भी हो सकता है.
So it's like I think the real turn started when we started doing work for Hira Andani, right?
Okay.
Earlier, the quality of works were like not that great. It was like there were no systems in place. And when they started that first integrated township. Maybe DLF was first. I think they were after them. But the mindset was like to do a good quality township. And with that vision, they invested a lot in like upgrading everybody's skill set, right? So as contractors also, it's like they standardize a lot of processes. I think that did help us a lot in like our journey. that mindset, focus on timely delivery.
सो आप ये कह रहे हो कि हीरानंदानी के साथ जब आपने काम किया बेसिकली उनका भी फायदा हुआ, दे गॉट इनटू न्यू प्रोसेस एंड यू आल्सो
So they hired a consultant, AP Remedios. He is a renowned he was a renowned concrete technologist working for Indian Railway. He started his career. He was at Anglo India, started with Indian Railways,
ओके
he is virtually Bhishma Pitama of civil
ओह वाओ
this thing. So he was father of concrete. Hiranandani hired them, and he was so he changed the mindset. So it's people have to be paid fairly. Their legitimate demands have to be addressed. Contractors as well as laborers, and then only you can demand service and quality. So then he was instrumental in codifying lot of things. So Hiranandani has a syllabus. We follow the same methodology. So internally also we have started coding and documenting our processes.
ओके
So the amount of errors and mistakes what are happening are less. See, it's we work with people who are zero on education.
राइट
So technically they are not forget about being construction professional. They are zero. They are not even literate. So getting those standard works from them. So that is
proper
something.
templates,
Yes.
a proper set of guidelines, and they have to follow that.
And that mindset, right? It's okay. So they were very methodological. So right now also we are following the same thing. A problem has to be properly documented and addressed because the system has to improve, right? So we don't panic in case of a single mistake. We would be working with thousands of labor. So in our industry, mistakes are very common. It's
True.
So we have started appreciating those mistakes, analyzing them, and trying to ensure that those don't become a system mistake.
True.
It's it's a service industry. When you're doing work physically, there are bound to be errors. It's not structured work. It's not a machine or
It's not a
something.
machine की fix हो गया तो it
Yeah.
won't.
So at our level, it's our mindset is on that line. Okay, we keep on analyzing whether it's a system mistake or a human error,
Right.
and then it is addressed accordingly, right? So that has helped us. And we started seeing the bigger picture in totality. So that is helping us in our real estate business,
Okay.
as well as what we are trying to do in terms of consulting and advisory. So that Hiranandani, I think that was one.
So talking about हीरानंदानी, मुझे एक सवाल आया है, just like a curious question. पहली बार आपने कब उनसे काम किया, आपने किया, आपके फादर ने किया?
My father started working
And
with.
how was
for them.
it like? Because I come from Hyderabad. हमारे वहाँ हीरानंदानी ने सिर्फ एक वेंचर 2-3 साल पहले लॉन्च किया, प्लॉटिंग किया था बेसिकली, एंड पीपल वेर लाइक गागा पर हीरानंदानी का और गांव से बाहर प्लॉटिंग में भी लोगों ने 3 गुना पैसा दिया है. सो दैट शोज लाइक अ ट्रस्ट फैक्टर. आई डोंट नो हाउ गुड
That confidence in that brand, because they have nurtured that confidence, right?
So how is the experience working with them? Like, is it like a proud moment?
No, it's an extraordinary thing. It's even in industry, anybody who knows them, to really even know them and have a one-to-one with them is an
Right, working with
it's a proud thing, right?
Nice opportunity.
Because both the brothers are domain experts,
Okay.
and they have that mindset. It's okay, luckily for us, they have been mentors. So we have had that privilege to ask, and they did encourage a lot of questions, right? So it's that was their philosophy and mindset.
Right.
They never shied away from answering any question, whether it was relevant or not. So as mentor, it's okay, for my business also, I can have that comfort in case if I need any guidance from them, we can trust them on that. It's
Right.
for the industry, they will be torch bearer.
So when you जब आप इंडस्ट्री की बात कर रहे हो, and you have been in the industry from obviously from your beginning of the career, but let's say 25 years of professional service, आपने ऐसा क्या ट्रेंड चेंज देखा है अभी पोस्ट कोविड? तो आई एम श्योर समथिंग माइट हैव चेंज, बट ओवरऑल डिड यू सी एनी चेंज इन द होल रियल एस्टेट वर्ल्ड completely?
See, real estate industry per se in India is changing, right? It's becoming lot of corporatization is happening. So earlier it's India is a country within country. So it's Mumbai would be technically a different country in terms of construction or real estate. So South India would be one bracket where you had bigger players, developers, and bigger contractors. So the contracting industry is not that developed as in say Western India. So Mumbai you would have hundreds of contractors at our level and maybe bigger players also. And each and every company had their unique methodology or like niche speciality where they were thriving.
Right.
So somebody would be like very good in like execution in terms of like detailing. Somebody would be like very good on speed. Somebody would be very competitive. So there are like a lot of companies with different kind of like niche expertise.
Huh.
And South India, it was like more structured, organized developers, organized contractors,
Okay.
like bigger players. There were not, the industry is not that well spread out.
Okay. So you're saying South India is doing something better to some extent?
Not better, it was like, so we had a South India exposure, right? We did a lot of buildings in Chennai. So South India, we did a lot of buildings, right? So when Hiranandanis came to South India, we started the project for them.
Okay.
And like after like reaching a scale and scaling up, then again we moved back to Mumbai once they slowed in Chennai.
Okay.
So it was like the skill sets were not that widely developed in Chennai. So you had like few good contractors, big contractors. Beneath them there was nobody.
In a way, मतलब लूज टंग काइंड ऑफ थिंग, बट वहाँ पे आर यू सेइंग दैट चलता है, एटीट्यूड बहुत चलता है, लेकिन मुंबई में थोड़ा और स्ट्रक्चर्ड है, या फिर पीपल डिमांड एक्सपेक्ट
Mumbai started with high rise and like so in Mumbai we had like something like what you have RERA right now. So MOFA in Mumbai was there for like almost 50 years.
Oh.
So like cooperative societies, townships, apartment blocks, and that provided opportunity to multiple like contractors and like real estate players to thrive.
Okay.
Which was not there. It's like it was mostly plotted development,
True.
low-rise housing in South India. So then those contractors were not required, and the bigger buildings were mostly institutional.
Agreed. I mean, so Mumbai was always a step ahead. मैंने 10-15 साल पहले I visited IIT Powai,
Right.
and next to it there was some Hiranandani project where my friend lived there, and we went to the society. I was like, wow, मैं इंडिया में हूँ या कहीं बाहर हूँ, and you have like a lot of greenery. मुंबई बोलते हैं कि it's a vertical city because there is no land space.
True.
And still builders like, I don't know other builders, so builders like
So Hiranandani was the first concept of its time. It's like they did the Powai township, and it was a PP. It's a government and Hiranandani partnership, right? So that vision, so it's like they started with an STP plant.
Okay.
Maybe it was mandatory for a township, but they started with that. And almost all construction, what we did, was did using that STP water. So there is no fresh water we have used in construction in Hiranandani Powai.
Okay.
So they had a vision, right? They
So
started.
you worked for the Hiranandani Powai project, or you are
So
saying
Powai,
you
I
got
think almost like 50% of the Powai execution would have been done.
Oh,
by us.
interesting.
So most of the buildings you would have visited, we would have done some part of it.
Beautiful. So Hiranandani is one of those well-known developers, or you can say the Tatas of the real estate industry, at least for Mumbai, I would say, not for other cities. I don't know, because I don't think they are all over the country.
They are in Chennai, and I think they will like Surendra Bhai started something in London also, but it's like mostly Mumbai. So when I say like it's a country within country, so it's like the mindsets are very different, right?
So when you say country within country, जब हम बात करते हैं मुंबई की, तो देर आर टू वर्ल्ड्स विद इन मुंबई जो मैं देखता हूँ. एक वो है जो मतलब लिटरली लोगों के पास सिंगल बेडरूम घर के लिए भी जगह बजट नहीं होता है. इट्स अ टफ लाइफ इन मुंबई. While I also see houses which are sold for like 50 crores, 30 crores, 100 crores. So there's a big income gap. दोनों बहुत extreme पे चलते हैं. And I think Hiranandani is serving the elites or whoever can afford it, or not just Hiranandani, even I think if DLF and everyone is serving one specific economy. Do you think the whole price segment would stop anywhere? क्योंकि जब भी मैं मुंबई में देखता हूँ, I just casually, मुझे आदत है स्क्वायर फीट सर्च करने की. मैंने लास्ट टाइम सर्च किया 30,000 था, फिर 40,000, 50,000, 60,000. भाई ये कभी रुकने वाला है या क्या है ये?
See what happens is like Amit, it's like for a luxury project or product, right? There is always going to be a demand. So maybe I don't know, but if you look at like international reality prices, so I like follow few markets academically just for the knowledge point of view. It's like within the building also the difference would be like almost like 1.5 to 2x. So I will say academically you can look at New York or Chicago buildings. A 60-storied building, the floor on the lower floor would be smaller, priced differently.
True.
Moment you go higher, it would be different. So it's like in the same building you might have an apartment at like $1 million to $10 million.
Right.
And the demand in luxury is always going to be there. It's like, okay, in a big city like Mumbai where you have like 3 crore people, there would always be like 1% or 2% of the people for whom like prices are inelastic. It's like for them it doesn't matter. It's like they would want what they want. So that elite thing is always going to be there. So if you talk about Powai, so in Powai, then around Hiranandani, there are like 6 to 7 projects.
Okay.
Which are not as big as Hiranandani. So maybe those are available at a lower price point. It's not the developers are like not good or it's a thing, right? So
And of course,
Hiranandani,
whoever is doing good will obviously charge a premium also to have ensure that he's able to offer the best of the services also, because he'll be questioned while others will not be questioned also. मतलब जनरली हर बिजनेस में मैंने देखा है जो टॉप पे रहता है उनको ही सवाल भी पूछा जाता है, उनसे सर्विसेज भी एक्सपेक्ट की जाती है. मिडिल जो दूसरा बिल्डर रहेगा, people will be like सस्ता ही है तो यार क्या expect कर.
Now that has been a learning experience for us, but it's like moment you do more middle class and lower middle class, the questions, the demands are more.
That
Moment you do
relates-
luxury, it's like okay, because you are like, people know that, right? A lot of people have that taste and exposure. So it's like if a person is buying his first house, his propensity is like high on the for worrying is it's like he is extremely stressed out.
True.
A middle class guy would be like paying EMIs for 20 years.
True.
So for him, it's like even a low cost housing project, he would be aspiring it to be like as good as like the luxury one.
Right.
So that difference is there. There the questions are more. There the struggle is more. But it's like these brands do command a premium. It's like real estate is an industry of confidence. So these people have achieved that. All the top guys who are like really commanding a premium.
And that
it's
also
not
takes
only
like-
for the product.
That takes decades of
Yes. See,
hard work.
consistently they have delivered that, right? So it's like it's an inspiration for anybody who is trying to do something to like really try and emulate these people and like reach that level. Once you reach that consistency,
Right.
it's like okay, they might also be able to find.
I was speaking to someone who said I'm running a successful restaurant chain in Hyderabad, and जब उन्होंने ये बोला, उसने बोला कि we are one of the top ones. मैंने कहा आप 2 साल पहले आए हो इंडस्ट्री में, बस सेल्स हो रही तो आप टॉप बन गए हो. आप रियल एस्टेट कंपेयर करो, रियल एस्टेट कुछ नहीं है. मैंने कहा भाई उनको जिंदगी निकल जाती है, 2 जनरेशन निकल रहे हैं तब उनका नाम बन रहा है. बट आई कैन ऑल्सो कनेक्ट बैक टू वन ऑफ द पॉइंट विच यू मेंशन. अ वेरी गुड फ्रेंड ऑफ माइन इज इनटू रियल एस्टेट, एंड व्हेन आई वाज बाइंग अ फ्लैट एज अ इन्वेस्टमेंट, उसने मुझे बोला अमित गो फॉर 6000 SFT और 8000 SFT, डोंट बाई 2-3 यूनिट्स ऑफ 2000 SFT. मैंने कहा आई वुड बी ईजी टू सेल द 2000 SFT. तो ही gave me a very interesting logic. I'm just sharing it so that it's for everyone's knowledge. He told me जब आप 2000 स्क्वायर फीट का फ्लैट बेचने जाओगे 10 बार 50 बार लोग नेगोशिएट करेंगे. 6000 स्क्वायर फीट वाले बंदे की औकात is a wrong word, I know, on social media, but yes, if he can
His
afford
mindset is he's
yeah,
looking
you are
for
smartly playing it with the
No,
wording.
no, no. We do that. It's like okay, for example, it's like people who come to us for advice on investment.
हाँ,
So we say okay, only go for the premium things, right?
true.
Because the premium prices are like inelastic. So even in downside also people don't worry about that, and mostly it is end users, and it tends to increase disproportionately.
True.
So it's like right now if there is a micro market where like people are selling at 3,000 to 5,000,
Yeah.
maybe if the 5,000 project is like that good with that kind of a premium brand, long-term investors can buy that. Because if the prices increase multiple fold, the 5,000 guy would like increase disproportionately.
True, true. So coming back to the same question, when you are आप जब बात कर रहे हो 3000 to 5000, हैदराबाद जो मैंने बचपन से देखा था, we were not so rich, so हम लोग 1500 स्क्वायर फीट 2000 स्क्वायर फीट के घर देखते थे. और अभी का जो हैदराबाद है जहाँ पर मैं रहता हूँ, वी हैव फ्लैट्स. जैसे एक प्रोजेक्ट हुआ DSR नहीं DLF या DSR बिल्डर है, ही लॉन्च अ प्रोजेक्ट कॉल्ड ट्विंस. एक टावर है जिसमें सारे 6000 SFT के फ्लैट्स है, दूसरा है 16000 वाले. 16000 सोल्ड आउट है, 6000 पीपल आर नॉट बाइंग इट. एंड आई वाज लाइक मजाक है, 16000 स्क्वायर फीट क्या घर में आपको इंडोर क्रिकेट खेलना है, क्या करना है? एंड देन इन माई एरिया द करंट व्हाट यू कॉल मीन और मीडियन और सम एवरेज नंबर is coming out to 6000 SFT as the average size of the flats. I mean, of course, compared to Mumbai, हमारा stupidity चल रहा है, but we have projects coming up with minimum 10,000 to 20,000 square feet of flats. What do you think? Do you think people will...
I think, see, Hyderabad, each and every area, right, would have a different thing. So Hyderabad was also one of my study project. Learned a lot about like the mindset, right? So the first shock to us was like, okay, Hyderabad would not tolerate any common walls.
Okay.
The bathroom has to be as big as kitchen or like those size. The door threshold has to be like at least 12 inches so that pujas and other things can
We
be
need
done.
a puja room.
So this things are like very peculiar to Hyderabad. Hyderabad is like too generous on the sizes, right? It's a mindset thing.
And we also follow the east facing, west
maybe
facing.
Vastu, okay, it's like everywhere it is there, but
Okay.
that Nawabi mindset,
Huh.
right? So Hyderabad, it's like people want that size. So, and similarly, when we tried and understood the Chennai market, it was like people are very clear. So they exactly know what they want. So a person can drive from a Bentley and ask for a 500 square feet house. So you can like oversell to anybody in Chennai. It's like they know what they want. Hyderabad, it is like more lavish. It's like people would. It's a mindset, right? And Mumbai is more practical because you need to do all household yourself. Technically, for like
Okay.
middle class, lower middle class, or like, and then it's costly in that regard. So people would be like reasonable and practical with the sizes. So luxury, you will find bigger apartments, but then otherwise the median standard would be like much lower than what you see in Hyderabad.
Like 1000, 1100 is what I generally see most. 800 to 1200, 1300 square feet में तो 1200 में तो I think मैंने 3 bedroom.
3 bedroom. So the standard size for a 2 bedroom would be like 700 to 900. That would be very standard, good. People might go below that also. And like 3 bedroom would start from like 900 to 1200, 1300.
Wow. It's a interesting conversation जब हम बात कर रहे हैं 3 bedrooms and 4 bedrooms जैसे मैंने बताया. I saw that ad of 1200 square feet 4 BHK. So what do you think overall? Like, you know, I know inflation is going up, but do you think this is how the whole real estate industry will keep going on? There's no other solution because आपने I agree आपने बताया मुझे न्यूयॉर्क और मैनहट्टन $1 million हाउसेस, बट आई एम ऑलरेडी सीइंग यूएस में इकोनॉमी, रियल एस्टेट की इकोनॉमी इज फॉलिंग. कनाडा, समवन आई नो रिसेंटली मेरे रिलेटिव्स गए हैं, उन्होंने घर खरीदा 1 साल के अंदर आधा प्राइस हो गया है.
But it was like a hype, right? And India, I think still the demand is there. The demand is genuine. So I think for the next 15, 20, 30 years, I don't personally feel there can be any problem. It's like, okay, we are just building and it's like getting absorbed.
That's because we
people's
also-
standard of living would keep on improving. It's like Canada और वहाँ पर ऐसा है कि those Canada, Australia, all these countries are suffering from a temporary shortage. It's like because of influx of migrants, and they are not building that much. See, infra of that scale does take a lot of cost. Right now, what we are doing is like we are growing vertically. We are managing with like less number of roads, no storm water, no water sources and other thing. In those economies, it's like those infras have to be made. So for them to really like do a new apartment block would cost a lot.
Okay.
And that is where it's like it's not that fast as like what is happening over here.
And we are also building babies. So we are just growing population. They are not. They are just reducing a population. तो I think वो भी एक reason हो सकता है because हमारे पास demand खत्म ही नहीं हो रही है.
Right.
And that would also be one of the
And
reasons.
it's like urbanization is supposed to grow, right? I think by like 2030, 40% of Indians would be in urban setup. So that growth is still ongoing.
And people are aspiring in India. People want to go to the urban setup. They don't want to. ये कोई बुरी बात नहीं है, बट लोगों को लगता है कि शहर जाएंगे तो ग्रोथ है, शहर में घर चाहिए हमें. ऑफ कोर्स हम जो शहर में रहते हैं, हम एक ही बात करते हैं वीकेंड में कि गांव में जाके रहने की मज़े की लाइफ है, गांव में रहना है. जाते कोई नहीं है.
True.
बट द पॉइंट इज एवरीवन वांट्स टू कम टू द सिटी एंड दे फील दैट देयर इज समथिंग इन द सिटी व्हिच दे आर मिसिंग आउट.
So थोड़ा उसमें slow हो गया है because the growth of like tier 2 cities and other towns where good infra, good jobs, other things are getting available. So थोड़ा it's like people would get held up. As well as like some of the people would migrate back to छोटे villages. But like,
अब विलेजेस भी टाउन बड़े सिटी सर्विसेज भी ऑफर हो रही हैं, सब चीज़ें बेटर मॉडर्नाइज होते जा रही हैं. मुझे याद है हमारे गांव में पहले एक किराना की शॉप होती थी, अब तो मतलब बेकरीज भी है. तो अब पिज़्ज़ा खाना है तो वो गांव वाले लोग ऐसे शहर नहीं आते, वहाँ भी मिल जाती हैं चीज़ें. सो सर्विसेज आर गेटिंग बेटर एंड
and even communication और ये इतना change हो गया है
ट्रू.
कि genuinely it's like people, anybody can work from a village also.
या
ऐसा नहीं कि उसको शहर आना ही पड़ेगा. It's like
there are many people who are actually in their once they enter the fire mode, like once they have the financial independence, काफी लोग वापस गांव जा रहे हैं, खेती कर रहे हैं, ऑर्गेनिक खेती कर रहे हैं. They are they are content in what they have done in their life, unless people like you who are super energetic and motivated and still want to run and make big companies.
No, rather than that, it's like if you are in some trade, कोई आप ऐसे धंधे में हो गए जहाँ पर वहीं पे स्कोप है, then you have,
Of course.
आप वहाँ रुक जाते हो, but otherwise
Most people would love to also
lot
go
of
back.
people and जो टेक्नोलॉजी कंपनीज है, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कंपनीज है, वी हैव सीन लॉट ऑफ लाइक जो मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कंपनी वाले 25-30 साल पहले ऐसा था कि नहीं, दे हैड टू बी इन मुंबई और
Access.
एनी अदर बिगर सिटी. आज ऐसा है कि दे रियली डोंट, इट्स लाइक कोई बाहर नहीं निकलता है.
सो जब हम बात कर रहे हैं ग्रोथ की, सो स्लाइटली आयरनिकल क्वेश्चन, बट वी ऑफन हियर अबाउट रियल एस्टेट एक्सीडेंट्स. अभी रिसेंट टाइम्स मैंने काफ़ी ब्रिज कोलैप्सेस देखे थे ऑल ओवर इंडिया. सो when we say that कि इतनी सारी चीज़ें होती हैं, who is to be the blame, like the government, the engineers, or does it depend on the situation? And is it because we are in such a fast moving world right now, no one is keeping an eye on it?
It's like something to do with like it's a mix of all. सब इसमें है. तो we can't blame or like absolve the individuals. तो जो है उनका तो blame है ही, but I think nature is playing a bigger role.
Right.
So it's like rivers की बात करो तो उसका silting, desilting का problem. It's like more too much like mining of sand. It like alters the flow and it does change the calculations how the things are done. Climate is really playing a havoc.
Yep.
तो हम माने कि नहीं माने, काफी ऐसा है कि बारिश का इंटेंसिटी बढ़ गया है.
Totally. हम लोग
Things have changed a lot,
We are
right?
right now in Bangalore. समर में हम सुनते हैं घर में पानी नहीं है नहाने के लिए, और बारिश के मौसम में घर से बाहर निकल रहे हैं, इतना पानी आ जाता है कि गाड़ियाँ उनकी फ्लड हो रही हैं. सो दिस ऑल पार्ट एंड पार्सल ऑफ व्हाट वी आर ऑल्सो स्क्रूइंग अप द एनवायरनमेंट, और उसी का वो पे बैक हमारे साथ हो रहा है. वी आर सीइंग दैट्स अगेन रॉन्ग अर्बनाइजेशन. डू यू ऑल्सो बिलीव कि कॉन्क्रीट करना पूरी सिटी को भी गलत है? डू यू सी, और डू यू थिंक वी आर नॉट इन ऑप्शन?
It is wrong and अच्छे से हो सकता है. It's like
Proper planning is what.
and it's like I think government also play a big role in that. It's like peripheral region infra and other things have to develop very fast so that you can like provide affordable houses and that quality of life to people going in like different locations.
Right.
नहीं तो ये हो रहा है कि जो ही एरिया डेवलप है उस पर और ही हम लोड करते जा रहे हैं. अनलिमिटेड FSI. So like buildings are going higher and the basic infra is not in place. तो उससे that is the worst part. Otherwise आज globally also इतने बड़े बड़े शहर है जो सर्वाइव कर ही रहे.
एग्रीड. सो राजेश भाई, जब हम लाइफ में बात करते हैं तो वी से अबाउट रोटी कपड़ा मकान. तो इफ सम यंग गाय जिसने अभी अभी नौकरी शुरू की है या जॉब शुरू किया है, बिजनेस शुरू किया है, इफ़ ही वांट्स टू सेव मनी एंड should he get into real estate as investment if he has got some corpus, or should he go into stock market, because right now stock market is the next booming area which also has a lot of liquidity?
थोड़ा diversification is necessary. Real estate is a long term commitment. So maybe a person can build some corpus and then do that, because कि ऐसा कि गलत डिसीजन नहीं हो जाए कि एंट्री एंड एग्जिट इज नॉट दैट इजी एज स्टॉक एक्सचेंज. तो यहाँ पर ऐसा है कि इट हैज टू बी अ थॉट आउट थिंग, because youngsters, if they are doing something on their own, EMI, lot of things they have to calculate, right? So my suggestion would be like थोड़ा corpus बनाने के बाद if they take a decision and like buy in a locality or a geography where they like really mind or like intend to settle, rather than like impromptu के काम कर रहा हूँ आज यहाँ लूँगा, because maybe that might make them immobile
For the future,
in their
right?
future and career.
But isn't real estate like a market controlled by the sellers, like it's a seller's market? क्योंकि जनरली क्या होता है, मैंने जो नोटिस किया है, जब भी मुझे कुछ प्रॉपर्टी खरीदनी है तो कोई बोलेगा 1 करोड़ रुपए, और जब मैं बोलूँगा मुझे बेचनी है तब मैं 80 लाख पे भी रेडी हूँ तो भी कोई नहीं खरीद रहा है, 70 लाख पे भी कोई खरीद नहीं रहा है. And when you go to buy, everyone wants to sell it to you. So is it like liquidity issue? Is it also like something controlled by a few? Unlike the stock market where there is a lot of liquidity and no one has major control, unlike the stock market also has its own pros and cons. I'm not going into that part. बट रियल एस्टेट कंसिडरिंग इतना बड़ा टिकट साइज,
So I think it's a ये एक मार्केट का थिंग है which people have to understand. Stock exchange is like it's a perfect economical model. It's like it's 100% demand supply match and like there are like multiple buyers and sellers.
Right.
So price discovery real estate में थोड़ा difficult है. Stock exchange में because of this multiple people being there or in any market, for example even agriculture commodity also कि जहाँ पर काफी sellers और buyer है, तो price discovery is like very easy.
राइट?
But moment you go into real estate or like maybe service industry also, price discovery or price definition is like little bit complex. So जब भी वो demand है तो price disproportionate लगता है आपको कि अगर 5 जन अगर वही यूनिट मांग रहे हैं तो शायद वो महंगे में बिके.
राइट.
बट जब भी आपको बेचना है और तभी कोई लेने वाला नहीं है तो अगेन देन इट वुड बी अ लोअर थिंग. सो द स्प्रेड इज लिटिल बिट ऑन द हायर साइड एंड दैट वही मेरा ये था कि भाई इम्प्रॉम्प्टू पीपल शुड अवॉइड बाइंग because it's a long term commitment.
But problem with real estate is, I mean, I'm just going through some negative bias also, trying to understand because that's also the reality and people want to understand from people who are from real estate. देखो स्टॉक मार्केट में आपने मुझे सजेस्ट किया कि अमित बाई टाटा मोटर्स, मैंने खरीदा तब डिप हो गया तो मैं आपको ब्लेम करूंगा, मैं खुद 1 साल का लॉस ले लूंगा. रियल एस्टेट मिस्टेक माइट कॉस्ट समवन हिज होल लाइफ बिकॉज ही हैज टेकन अ 20 years कमिटमेंट.
100%.
एंड अबव दैट सोशल अवेयरनेस, लोगों में भी ये लगता है कि यार मैंने गलती कर दी, सब लोग बोलेंगे आपने गलत डिसीजन ले लिया, गलत जगह पे ले लिया है. और आजकल तो बड़े बड़े अच्छे प्रोजेक्ट में भी कभी पानी की कमी है, कभी कुछ और है. मैं मुंबई के बारे में देखता हूँ तो कुछ अलग ही स्टोरी चलती रहती है, अडानी को कुछ प्रोजेक्ट दो ना दो, लॉट ऑफ कंट्रोवर्सी विच नॉन मुंबईकर्स डोंट इवन अंडरस्टैंड एक्चुअली. तो इट्स लुक्स लाइक अ वेरी क्रिटिकल थिंग. एंड व्हाट वुड बी योर गो टू गाइड फॉर समवन टू से दैट अगर आप कहीं घर खरीद रहे हो, व्हाट वुड बी इफ यू आर सजेस्टिंग टू योर सन or if you're suggesting me कि अमित you're buying a new house in Mumbai, what would you suggest me, like some 2-3 points which come to your mind, like basically ये check mark तो कर लो.
So idea is like RERA आने के बाद lot of things have become streamlined. So average it's like RERA takes care of lot of things. So technicality, legality, approval, बेसिक वही कवर हो जाता है.
रेरा ऑल्सो, आई गो टू सब क्वेश्चन बिफोर आई, सॉरी आई एम स्टॉपिंग यू. रेरा में भी द डेवलपर पुट्स अ स्मॉल स्टेक ऑफ हिज प्रॉपर्टी विद द गवर्नमेंट्स बैंक, राइट? आई मीन मोर लाइक
not really, it's like government, the authority does some checks. Documents are standardized, so agreement and other things are
so
standardized.
if the developer still doesn't complete the project on time,
Ideally,
can the government do anything?
ideally it's like okay, under RERA there are like conditions whereby the viability of the project एक देखा जाता है और पैसा जो आपसे उसने लिया है उसका end use is monitored.
मुझे नहीं लगता कि, मुझे जो मेरा परसेप्शन है आपसे शेयर कर रहा हूँ, हो सकता है आई एम कम्प्लीटली रॉन्ग, मुझे लगता है कि डेवलपर्स रियल एस्टेट के रेरा से नहीं डरते, उनको अपने रेपुटेशन से ज़्यादा डर लगता है कि मेरा नाम खराब ना लग जाए मार्केट में, तो वो प्रोजेक्ट कंप्लीट कर देंगे. या फिर रेरा का इतना डर है, यू मीन टू से कि
नहीं रेरा
इज ए स्ट्रॉन्ग,
रेरा के कारण इंडस्ट्री में जो डिसिप्लिन है,
ओके,
इट्स लाइक कोई भी डेवलपर इंटेंशनली तो पीपल वुड नॉट डू something wrong.
It's a mathematical, financially mathematical.
So RERA, because of RERA, there are some constraints and better compliance monitoring,
Okay.
which would like improve the entire process. It's like in hindsight, you can say it's good for developers as well because it would curtail their like propensity to like expand too much.
Right.
कि वो जो commitment है, obligation है, and it is being monitored continuously.
Timely completion
It's
and all
the process is monitored continuously, right?
Okay.
तो ऐसा कि आपको रेरा में every quarterly report, update, audits. Now in Maharera they are going to like ask for third party quality certificate. तो कहीं ना कहीं उसका benefit तो है ही.
So that's the first thing you are suggesting to someone, that go through the RERA thing.
So now without RERA, तो people would even not do the project. Okay. Ideally, most of the project would be under RERA. So it's like technicality, legality has to be seen.
Okay.
And then one thing is like, at least that mindset has to be there कि in adverent situation, they should have the financial wherewithal to like survive through that period. Because it's something which you can't dispose discriminately, intermediately कि आज मेरे को निकल जाना है. The exit is not very fast.
Right.
right? And the rewards are like cyclical. So you need to wait for your time. अगर आप बीच में कहीं निकल गए तो स्टॉप लॉस के जैसा नहीं है कि भाई ट्रांजैक्शन कॉस्ट ज़्यादा है, एंट्री लोड, एग्जिट लोड, तो वहीं पे आपको काफ़ी, इफ लाइक you are investing 20-30% of your equity and borrowing 70%,
Okay.
at times you can like lose your equity.
राइट. सो द फाइनेंशियल मैथमेटिक्स अगर कहीं आगे पीछे हो गया. बट मैं अभी हैदराबाद में नोटिस कर रहा हूँ पिछले 3 साल से, जब एक नई बूम आई है रियल एस्टेट में हैदराबाद में, आई डोंट नो ऑल ओवर इंडिया भी आई होगी.
Right.
काफी प्रोजेक्ट्स प्री रेरा लॉन्च करते हैं, ओटीपी ऑफर करते हैं, विच इज लाइक अ न्यू फैंसी वर्ड आई लर्न, लाइक द न्यू इंटरनेट थिंग, इट्स कॉल्ड वन टाइम पेमेंट. मुझे भी नई बात लगी थी. आई हर्ड अबाउट एटीएम बट ओटीपी इज अ न्यू थिंग एंड आई वाज लाइक ओटीपी क्या होता है? जैसे वन टाइम पेमेंट कर दो एंड मेनी पीपल हु गेट गुड अपना स्टार्टअप बेच के, किसी के पास पैसे आए हैं, कंपनी बेच के, किसी के पास कॉर्पस है, अपना पेंशन फंड, वॉट एवर ऑल दिस एरिया वेज दे गेट द मनी, आप एक साथ पैसे दे सकते हो. बट देर आर लॉट ऑफ बिल्डर्स हु आर डूइंग प्री रेरा ट्रांजेक्शन विच आई थिंक इज इलीगल. And do you think that's something which even the retail should avoid, or it's like
I think that is something people can avoid. It's like for retail people, it's slightly risky because technically you are becoming an investor, right?
yeah,
So investor one has to be with knowledge. कोई भी बिजनेस में, नॉट ओनली रियल एस्टेट, कोई भी धंधे में आप इफ यू हैव दैट नॉलेज यू कैन टेक दैट रिस्क.
more risk the more returns. तो ज्यादा रिटर्न चाहिए तो रिस्क लेते हैं लोग.
शायद अगर उतना नॉलेज हो आपको, उतना अंडरस्टैंडिंग हो और कंफर्ट हो, यू कैन टेक दैट रिस्क. बट अदरवाइज फॉर एन रिटेल इन्वेस्टर और बायर, आई थिंक दे कैन अवॉइड दैट.
सो डू यू थिंक अभी जो रियल एस्टेट मार्केट में थोड़ा सा, मुझे हैदराबाद की मार्केट से मैं बार बार, सॉरी आई को रिलेटेड बिकॉज आई एम कमिंग फ्रॉम हैदराबाद, सो आई डोंट वांट टू ब्लफ अबाउट मुंबई. आई हैव नो आइडिया अबाउट व्हाट इज हैपनिंग मुंबई एक्सेप्ट दैट इट्स कंप्लीटली अनअफोर्डेबल इन माय पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू.
एंड सेम फॉर मी, इट्स लाइक हैदराबाद आई जस्ट नो द बेसिक थिंग्स.
बट वी हैव वन कॉमन थिंग, हमारे एफएम निर्मला ताई, तो उनके हिसाब से अभी एक नया कैपिटल गेन रूल आया है. She has removed the whole indexation part and the new tax structure has actually come down, but without indexation of 12.5, which again later I heard कि it's again taken back. July 21st से 23rd के पहले वाले पे it's taken back. But whatever, this whole mess around this new simplifying of tax structure, do you think is it going to reduce the overall sales and the liquidity? Because I already see some reduction in our market.
I think मेरे हिसाब से इसमें बढ़ना चाहिए because as an investment avenue, from taxation point of view, real estate has become par with like other financial instruments. पहले ऐसा था कि स्टॉक एक्सचेंज में टैक्स कम था, रियल एस्टेट में ज़्यादा था, होल्डिंग पीरियड ज़्यादा था. राइट नाउ इट हैज बिकम एट पार.
राइट.
सो आज ऐसा है कि रियली इफ somebody wants to invest, they can invest in real estate, pay the same tax जो उनको स्टॉक एक्सचेंज में लगता था. तो शायद ये अच्छा होगा फॉर द इंडस्ट्री. इफेक्टिवली इन्वेस्टर्स के लिए टैक्स कम हो गया. पीपल हु हैड लॉन्ग टर्म होल्डिंग, तो द गवर्नमेंट हैज लाइक चेंज दैट. आई थिंक दे हैव टेकन केयर ऑफ देम, जो ये चेंज करके. सो दैट थिंग हैज बीन रिजॉल्व. बट नए जो आज ले रहे हैं उनको 2 साल में वही लॉन्ग टर्म कैपिटल गेन टैक्स का एडवांटेज मिलेगा. अदरवाइज उनको 20% टैक्स भरना पड़ता.
अभी 12.5.
आज 12.5 में. सो वेदर यू आप शेयर बाजार में इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हो या इसमें कर रहे हो, इट इज द सेम.
That's simplified in that context.
तो मेरे हिसाब से ये इन्वेस्टर्स के लिए अच्छा है.
So one career related question based on what you have mentioned. Looking back, is there is something which you would have done differently in your career, which you think I wish I could have done that, and unfortunately now I can't. Maybe my next generation would do it because I'll guide them.
No, I think real estate as an industry is good. It's like it rather than the opportunity, it's like it's an physical. So reality is like nothing can technically build reality. Like it's like you own the asset. There are like multiple avenues of like creating businesses out of it. तो आप बेचो, आप और कुछ उसमें फ्रेंचाइजी मॉडल या तो रेंटल मॉडल या तो सर्विस अपार्टमेंट. सो लॉट ऑफ avenues are opening up.
Right.
And abhi to industry has become like very open in terms of like transparency, legality. So right now I would not like have any other thoughts on this. It's like okay.
So you're saying so far so good. So
yeah,
it's so in your opinion, what distinguishes you as a founder when you compare it from a regular businessman? वर्सेस समवन हु इज इनटू द रियल एस्टेट इंडस्ट्री, लाइक कुछ अलग माइंडसेट होता है या फिर यू थिंक इट्स काइंड ऑफ सिमिलर ओनली? कोई मिठाई बेच रहा है, कोई लकड़ी बेच रहा है, कोई कुछ और कर रहा है, तो रियल एस्टेट
No, real estate is like very challenging, जो हमने समझा, because any other trade, right? Working capital would be like some percentage of the total sales volume. In reality, it's the other way around. Real estate में working capital आपका सब working capital है. Even land is a working capital for you. There are not capital assets. और वो आपका पहले पूरा जो फाइनेंशियल साइकिल है इज लाइक मिनिमम 2 to 5 years. So like it's
so you bet
very
for a long
important
run.
like financial engineering के अदरवाइज कैसे होता है कि आपने एक फैक्ट्री डाल दी, आपने एक वर्किंग कैपिटल लगा दिया, वो 10 बार घूमता है तो आपका जो भी फाइनेंशियल बर्डन इज ओनली डिवाइडेड बाय 10. यहाँ पर ऐसा कि वो आपका 2 या 5 साल के बाद घूम के आएगा. सो इट इज नॉट लाइक डिवाइड, इट इज मल्टीप्लाई बाय 2 or 5. सो अगर आप उसमें गलत जाते हो तो इट बिकम्स लाइक.
एंड तभी काफ़ी रियल एस्टेट बिजनेसमैन मल्टीपल प्रोजेक्ट्स में चले जाते हैं ताकि इसका जब तक रिटर्न आने लगे तब तक ये भी स्ट्रीमलाइन होता रहे. दे यूज़ द सेम टीम फॉर मल्टीपल प्रोजेक्ट्स. सो जो आपका स्किल लेबर है या लेबर है, मशीनरी है, इट कीप्स रोटेटिंग बिटवीन
that
प्रोजेक्ट्स.
is Amit, like one thing, it's like okay, it's a process, it's like gestational cost and like expertise are different. So people would try and do that. Okay, the team who is doing one part, वो दूसरे पार्ट में जाती है, दूसरे वाला तीसरे में जाता है, and that is a different thing. But financially, I think it's not a very prudent thing to like do multiple projects before आपका एक प्रोजेक्ट का फाइनेंशियल क्लोजर हो जाए. जब तक आपका फाइनेंशियल क्लोजर नहीं होता है, the return on equities can like really suffer. It's like you can go wrong on that. तो आज तक जितने भी प्लेयर्स को प्रॉब्लम जिनको भी हुआ है, basically it is because of that. So as a small example, it's like okay, for any project there would be a project life cycle, and that depends upon your ability to sell. So if my ability to sell is like X number of unit, I need to work out in how many years I would be able to close my shop. And if it's not a reasonable number, the IRR would be like very bad. The chances of like really incurring loss is huge.
सो अपार्ट फ्रॉम बहुत ही ज़्यादा मेहनत, हार्ड वर्क, धूप में खड़े रह के लोगों से काम करवाना, काम करना, कस्टमर सर्विसिंग जहाँ पर कस्टमर की जो भी एक्सपेक्टेशंस है, रिक्वायरमेंट्स वो भी कंप्लीट करना, देयर इज ऑलवेज अ फाइनेंशियल फाइट गोइंग ऑन. एंड डज इट ऑल्सो रिलेट अराउंड सम गवर्नमेंट पॉलिसीज ऑल्सो, लाइक सिंस
A lot. It's like, see, as a country, right now also, our policy makers are in a socialist mindset. So when it comes to like private enterprise, they would like come up with laws which are like, which they might not be even be able to follow 10% of that.
राइट.
So there is a different yardstick for like private businesses and government this thing. And everybody needs to understand like a long gestation business like real estate. उसमें all these small policy changes create huge chaos. Right? Right now also in Mumbai, for some reason the environment clearance are on hold.
Okay.
Because some MP court has given a judgment, and based on that judgment, Mumbai projects have got affected.
Wow.
And it's like the minimum delay people are looking at is 6 to 9 months. So when people have invested hundreds of crore, these kind of like mess ups, it's like, so maybe the honorary court also should have been in a mindset that okay, what they are like noting is going to affect not only them, but like thousands of other people. And unfortunately, all these things do add up to the cost. So when it comes to consumer, at the end of the day, everything is like passed on to the customers.
True.
And unfortunately, this is where it's like everybody is struggling.
Mostly it's passed on to the customers, consumers, or sometimes to the developers also who end up in losses eventually. They write off or
Right.
they might not be able to survive. So आई वॉज रीडिंग अ रिपोर्ट, मैंने कहीं पर पढ़ा था कोई टाटा फॉर्च्यूनर जब कंपनी बेचती है, टोयोटा फॉर्च्यूनर जब कार बेचती है कंपनी, तो दे मेक 50,000 रुपीज़ बट अराउंड 20 लाख रुपीज़ इज मेड बाय द गवर्नमेंट इन टर्म्स ऑफ डायरेक्ट एंड इनडायरेक्ट टैक्सेस. सो माई पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, मैंने जब भी कोई प्रॉपर्टी में इन्वेस्ट किया है तब मैंने कमर्शियल में 12% GST, रेजिडेंशियल में 5% GST, फिर रजिस्ट्रेशन 7.5 to 8% इन तेलंगाना, एटलीस्ट आई नो दैट. Indirectly I'm paying a lot of taxes, the developer is also paying taxes. So is it also the curse that, you know, where in India जहाँ पर real estate is already a tough
Right.
product to buy and people invest for 20 years, like 10-20 years, there's heavy taxation? Do you think, do you also agree that we should also have some relaxed?
No, definitely. I think it's like, as an industry, it's a soft target. And it's like GST, for example, it's like all inputs are like taxed
Right.
except land, which technically cannot be taxed, right? And then there is no like input credit on residential reality.
Okay.
So you're not paying 5%. All 18% or whatever we have paid, maybe 28% on cement, is subsumed, and like on top of that you are paying 5%.
Okay, so you can't take
So it's not like there is no input credit in like
I was
real
always,
estate,
I
right?
was always debating
So
with
for
my
commercial,
developer.
there is an input credit, but for residential, unfortunately, in all their wisdom, there is no input credit. On top of that, you pay stamp duty. Developer also would pay stamp duty on the same transaction, because when they are buying land, they are paying stamp duty,
True.
and you also end up paying stamp duty.
True.
And after all this, it's like, okay, on the profit, income tax is being paid. So I think in the total
Then
value of that
there's
flat,
capital gains which we are paying, and then I recently we completed some project, and I recall after the capital gains when we leased it out, there's again lease deed agreement के ऊपर heavy taxes है, and above that we have yearly property tax, and people generally think कि property tax कितना आता है यार, साल का 1 महीने का किराया चला गया बॉस. You have already incurred so many charges that sometimes I feel स्टॉक मार्केट इज वे बेटर बॉस. कुछ काम ही नहीं करना है, पैसा कमा रहे हैं. रियल एस्टेट वाले खुद इतनी मेहनत करने के बाद भी कोई फायदा नहीं कर रहे हैं ज़्यादा, और जो कस्टमर है वो भी बहुत ज़्यादा सरचार्ज पे कर रहा है जस्ट टू बी अ पार्ट ऑफ द होल थिंग कि मुझे घर खरीदना है. आई थिंक देयर इज अ बिग रिफॉर्म टू बी हैपन.
some bit of simplicity is needed. It's like GST, they can do something about it, because it's like it's very unreasonable. It's like, okay, if all inputs are taxed at full value, and maybe if they wanted to complete the loop, it could have been a nominal amount of like 1% or something,
Yeah.
but not like 5% and 12%. It's like, and it's like on multiple, it's like, okay, now it's like GST doesn't end there. So if you have like purchased a leased property,
Yeah.
even when you do a resale, they want 18% GST on that. It's like, so it's crazy. It's like,
It's just that most of you guys might not realize that because it's already added in the price, and if it's shown separately, again people would just make up questions. But unfortunately India में एक वो tax reform बहुत ही ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है, because I noticed that on health insurance we have more GST when compared with purchasing diamonds. Diamonds being a luxury, still there's a less GST, while like health insurance, and that's why people don't even buy health
and
insurance.
it's like cement is taxed at the highest rate, 28%. It's
Wow.
a sin to buy like cement.
Wow, 28% on cement.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So, Rajesh bhai, before we end this podcast, I was trying to understand if someone doesn't have a lot of corpus, he doesn't have, if someone like me who is completely free doesn't have, a lot of corpus to do real estate, no contacts, no experience, and still wants to get into the area of real estate, what are those kind of opportunities which someone can do? Maybe like a consultant if he has good knowledge.
Okay.
Anything else do you think?
I think, see, in terms of investment, REIT and like,
No, not as investment, more like a career
Business?
or business. Any opportunities you think?
no, I think, see, what is happening is like traditionally, or like one aspect of real estate has been like land banking.
Yeah.
So like people used to buy land and like aggregate land and then make huge money out of it. Similarly, in like developed cities like Mumbai, a lot of redevelopments are happening. There are like a lot of like SRD, SRA schemes which are being done, which are like PPP partnerships and other things, where along with money, a lot of technical expertise is needed. So it's like a person can be an expert in those domains,
Okay.
in structuring deals and like then matching it with like people of that mindset, propensity, and doing that. So I think knowledge based professionals in real estate, they also do have a
गुड स्कोप.
good scope. It's like, yeah.
एंड व्हाट अबाउट इंटरेस्टिंग बिजनेस एरिया विच जो मैं अभी नोटिस कर रहा हूँ, बिकॉज हैदराबाद में भी एक ट्रेंड चल रहा है सोसाइटीज़ का काफ़ी समय से है, बट आई एम जस्ट सेइंग इट्स गेटिंग बेटर एंड बेटर. एंड हम लोग हमारे सोसाइटी में वी वर्क विद अ कंपनी कॉल्ड एज JLL जो हमारी सोसाइटी को मैनेज करता है.
Right.
डोंट यू थिंक आई मीन आई फील JLL इज अ इंटरनेशनल कंपनी, नॉट एन इंडियन कंपनी.
Yes.
डोंट यू थिंक इंडिया हैज अ ह्यूज स्कोप फॉर दोज काइंड ऑफ कंपनीज?
No, I think a lot of like facility management companies
Facility
are like
management.
opening up. It's like in Mumbai, you would be having like more than 100 companies doing those
Oh, wow.
things. And there is a scope. It's like, yeah, serviced this thing, and maybe co-living, co-working, and like even those kind of like things also would start happening, right?
But for co-living or co-working, for example, we have a lot of those companies which have also become unicorns and then failed. I mean, I don't recall the exact names and I don't name them and make a story out of it, but just saying, JLL as a business is more like a service business, जहाँ पर मैं as a aggregator आपके छोटी सोसाइटी है उसको मैं मैनेज कर सकता हूँ, and I'll offer the services of taking care of the security, taking care of the maids and the cleanup and everything like STP services or everything, all the service part, and I don't have to invest a huge amount of money.
Right.
So do you think that is something quite easy and doable business, something like what many people do as an interior management also, like?
So that is more like an human resource outsource kind of a thing. It's like, okay, in terms of like knowledge base, there it might become competitive over a period of time because really it's not that much domain intensive. It's like, okay, you just need basic knowledge for that. So as a startup, it's a good thing. But I think even on the extreme side, it's like a really hardcore real estate professional who can like advise and like get investors on board and like they can do a project also. So
Okay. Because I don't
So it's
see-
like people who don't have land bank also or who don't have like substantial investment. I think with their knowledge, the depth of understanding of the industry, I think even they can become like developers. It's like
Okay.
it is possible. It's like
Because my context of the question was the reason was that हमने अभी तक अर्बन क्लैप का कॉम्पिटिटर नहीं देखा. जैसे ओला उबर का ओला आ गया, अर्बन क्लैप इज स्टिल बिकमिंग अ स्ट्रॉन्ग प्लेयर इन देयर सर्विस एरिया. सेम विद JLL, आई कुडंट फाइंड एनी इंडियन स्टार्टअप डूइंग अ बिग वे अनलेस रिलायंस कभी किसी दिन बोलेगा हम कर रहे हैं.
no, I think there are like other property management companies also who are like doing that.
Okay.
So maybe in Hyderabad, the market share might have been like higher, but yeah, there are like other companies who are like doing that. It's
I mean,
like,
all these gate solutions, like, so what do you think about gate solution? Now, it's a random question, I understand. Like, MyGate is what we use. Now, we have switched recently to Apna Complex. Then we switched from Apna Complex in 3 months to no brokerhood. So, what do you think? Isn't that also a smart area of business जहाँ पे आप लोगों की privacy पे पैसा कमाओ?
it is, but it's like
I'm sure my last line would have given you thought.
no,
कि
no,
ये
it's
कहाँ आ
like
गया?
it's like it is, but for me, it's like I have like blocked those numbers because I have like multiple apartment, and for everything, if they keep on calling, right, it's not working out. I like rather prefer a society manager sending those bills and like doing the stuff than a gate application because maybe I am like old world, but it's like
But isn't that organized also, like nicely organized? Key, you know that.
not it's like okay, like maybe on record of the record, it's like I found like so many errors in their systems, right? So still the confidence at my level is not there.
I mean, वो तो इट्स लाइक अ सॉफ्ट प्रॉमिस काइंड ऑफ थिंग. मतलब एक बंदा एंट्री मारता है मेरे घर की कि मैं अमेजोन का कुरियर डिलीवर करने आ रहा हूँ और 1000 फ्लैट से आसपास वो किसी के घर भी जा सकता है. देयर इज नो सिक्योरिटी कैच अप इन दैट केस. इट्स जस्ट अ नोन बैरियर. लाइक फॉर मी इट्स यूजफुल क्योंकि मुझे मेरे रिलेटिव से दूर रहना, तो मैं बोलता हूँ सोसाइटी में आओगे बट मैं हूँ ही नहीं, एंड आई वुड जस्ट डिनाई द रिक्वेस्ट एंड आई वुड से मत आओ अंदर, मैं हूँ ही नहीं. बट अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट इट्स मोर लाइक जस्ट हैविंग सम डेटा.
I think it's a teething issue for them. Over a period of time, they might like improve.
ओके.
And see, at the end of the day, everybody needs like that many trained people to like deliver.
But isn't it that on the name of privacy, we are actually losing our privacy? ये प्राइवेसी के चक्कर में हमने लगा कि गेट से कोई अंदर ना आए, उनको रोकने के लिए हमने हमारे डेटा को तो पूरी दुनिया को दे दिया, इन ऐप को दिया है, एंड दीज गाइज आर एक्चुअली सेलिंग इट टू द अदर वेंडर्स एक्चुअली. एंड वी कीप गेटिंग कॉल्स फ्रॉम लाइक द मोमेंट हमने नो ब्रोकर इंस्टॉल किया. आई मीन आई हैव वर्कड विद MyGate also officially in the past, but I would say the moment I gave my private number to no broker, I started getting spam calls. एंड द सेम थिंग वाज मेंशन इन अवर सोसाइटी टेलीग्राम ग्रुप दैट ये बहुत हो रहा है जब से हमने इनके साथ इंटीग्रेशन किया है. एंड नाउ वी ऑल्सो हैव gate plus service for the barrier service, and then for milkman we have another service. तो मतलब we are getting the real estate which used to be like a real estate जहाँ पे लोगों से कनेक्शन होता था. Now it's all through apps, everything is through apps. सोसाइटी मेंटेनेंस, मेरे घर में मैं आपसे भी बात कर रहा हूँ, करंट चला जाएगा तो मैं ऐसे कॉल करके या ये ले भाई 1000 रुपये रिचार्ज कर दे, नहीं, आई हैव टू गो थ्रू ऐप, पे UPI, मेक द पेमेंट, दिल एक्नॉलेज इट. गैस, घर में रोटी पक रही थी, गैस बंद हो गया, रिचार्ज थ्रू ऐप.
So for some people it is convenience and it's like
आई एम अ टेकी गाई, आई लव टेक्नोलॉजी. खुशी होती है, शुरुआत में मज़ा आ रहा था, बट अब तो यार ऐसा लग रहा है कि वॉश बेसिन में पानी ही नहीं आएगा, बोलेगा पैसे भरो और इट विल बी थ्रू ए ऐप ओनली. सो आर वी मेकिंग मोर टेक्नोलॉजी इंटीग्रेशन विच इज प्रॉब्ली बैड ऑल्सो?
it's like these are like, I would not say fates, but these are like startups, and over a period of time things would get filtered out. So there might be some apps who would really respect your privacy and would commit that they would not like sell your data. And they would like work for what they were meant to work.
Okay.
So ऐसा भी आएगा. It's like, see, it's a demand and supply thing, right? Right now, people don't want to pay that much for the service, and like, so
They're okay to
maybe it's like they are okay to compromise, or maybe the apps also need to
make
some money.
Yeah.
But eventually, it's like people would say, you know, I value my privacy, and it's like, okay, I'm willing to pay you a fair amount for your service. And then I think you would have best of both the worlds.
Interesting. So you have a positive outlook about that
No, it's
part.
like, see, at the end of the day, it's like, we can't like categorize and like say something is black,
Right.
everything is grey.
True.
If I don't want to pay, then maybe I might have to like compromise on some functionality or privacy.
True. So Yash bhai, last question. I would like to understand if there was something like a tough story in your life, like something which you think ki, that was a moment I felt I was probably in the wrong business. Have there been some kind of a moment like that? Something where you learned that मुझे ये नहीं करना था. Something which comes to your mind.
Not really. It's like still I have run like this thing. I was in technology. We were into software, and around like 2002 in the
.com era. Okay.
.com era.
Yeah.
We like sell our company, right? And we like sold some. We sold the company, and the company which took over, they stopped all our funding to our like portals. So that time we had like something in travel domain,
Okay.
something in cricket, and like other general technology.
Ready for any time.
And the people who like bought us over were like into hardcore banking.
Okay.
So all the team, everything was moved to like that thing. And I still feel okay, if we would have like been there, I think we would have done much better than what is being done right now also. Like there was like a lot of hype.
Grass is greener always on the other side.
Not really. That time also we did good. It's like my friends who are like still in the industry, they are doing good. We still have a good set of investors.
Okay.
In those times it was like, except our few companies, people did not get an exit. So still those investors are like happy that we were able to like time the exit. We were able to identify when they were like gung ho about the company. We were like, okay, we'll not survive beyond some time, and like we need to sell off. So when we proposed selling off, they were in a different world. It's like, नहीं बेचेंगे, इतना अच्छा चल रहा है, ये चल रहा है. But then they realized like when things started looking down, and we were able to like exit. So all of them were like reasonably happy with that knowledge thing. Okay, at least you were able to understand where the market was going, and like why would not survive. But our grievance is like, okay, what we had thought about and what we had achieved and we had like done with those resources in those times, I think if we would have like continued doing that, we would have done like multiple full better. It's like
Okay.
nothing to do with like real estate or other thing, but that technology thing, we feel that we did we were not able to achieve the full potential. It's like,
But one good thing which I see about real estate versus the technology thing, my past feedback and talking to many people, technology world or the online world always has seen ups and downs. Like every 5 years, the trend changes. आपको completely transform भी करना पड़ता है अपने business को. When it comes to real estate, you keep working hard, keep working hard, stay consistent, and you would still be successful.
see, if you are not too leveraged, right, Amit, the idea is like to be liquid. It's a cyclical thing. So if you don't go under the bus, I think You will sometime ride the cycle. It's like so. It's
Okay.
like you would survive and you will like thrive. But if you like try and do like too many things at the same time, maybe. So it's a business where you really need to be conservative. It's like you can't be like too aggressive and like
You can't be Richard Branson.
you can't. It's like
So that's interesting, and lots of interesting insights which I learned from you, Rajesh bhai. It was a pleasure talking to you.
my pleasure. It's like,
I wish I met you 10-15 years back, and it would have been a great experience. Learned from you, and I would have also started something around.
no, never too late. It's like okay, we also started very late in real estate. So like at times we feel or believe that being a successful contracting company
Right.
was a wrong thing for us. It's like maybe if we were not that good in contracting, we might have like moved into real estate much earlier.
Okay. No, great. It was nice talking to you, Rajesh bhai. Thanks for
Thank you,
joining
thank
me,
you for your time.
and
Yeah, my
it was
pleasure.
fun talking to you.
अगर आपको ये पॉडकास्ट पसंद आया है तो लाइक करना ना भूलें और टफ स्टोरी को यूट्यूब और सारे सोशल मीडिया प्लेटफॉर्म्स पर फटाफट से फॉलो और सब्सक्राइब भी कर दीजिए। ऐसी इंटरेस्टिंग और इंस्पायरिंग कंटेंट के लिए मिलते हैं हम आपसे हमारे अगले एपिसोड में। तब तक के लिए गुड बाय।